They call it the city that never sleeps. The city of dreams. The Big Apple. The crossroads of the world. It's said that if you can make it there, you could make it anywhere. So they come, from across the globe with bags full of hopes and dreams, and the city welcomes them. But dreams are rarely what they are believed to be, for while the city may never sleep, still, night falls. And it is in the night that the children of Cain wake and play out the masquerade in my city. Beware, children, lest ye fall.
Hello everyone. Hi, happy Saturday. This is Wandering DM here. I'm Simon. Today I'll be playing Sid Zimmerman, the Gangrel detective, and one half of the Vampire Dads. We're missing our vampire children tonight, so it's just an outing with the two dads for tonight. I just want to remind you that this stream, like all of our streams here at Wandering DM, is sponsored by Mage and Press. Mage and Press, you can get all of their books, such as Dark Matter, The Complete Warden, all of the new classes they made, and all of that fun stuff at store.mageandpress.com. And if you use code WanderingDM, you get 15% off. That's enough shilling for me. Let's go around the table. Introduce yourself. Scott.
So yeah, I'm playing Alexander Erickson, the native Bintru here. So the other half of the Vamp Dads.
And that's it for today. Ciao, everyone. And we have our storyteller, without who this whole adventure would not be possible. Deirdre, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing very well. Sorry about not being here last week. There was some things to be done around, but well, last we left New York, we had a interesting evening. The two neonates had retired halfway through the evening, and we were left with just the Vamp Dads, well, trying to figure out how to deal with so many things going on in the city around them. A young caitiff that was artificially created that they have stored in their, well, lower first floor bedrooms. they decided to avail themselves of a dinner invitation with the one Mr. Yafet Koto, of nominally attached to the Cameroon embassy and up at the UN, but more important for being an elder of the La Sombra clan, known in the city. He decided to inform them, well, please come join us. We're having some guests over. Well, some guests turned out to be a rather large gathering of kindred, some sort of event. Fortunately, our two vamp dads didn't stay very long at the event after a couple of rounds across the dance floor with one Veronique Montbéliard, tribune of the Ventru clan, who made a point of requesting to be referred to as Lisette Boudreau. And her sister, blood bonded, a companion, one Sofia de Verenos, another La Sombra. As they danced across the floor, the vamp dads decided to remove themselves from the festivities to try and get more information about Sophia's captors and the kidnapping. Try and track down where exactly these kidnappers came from, who they were, what was going on. Wasn't a lot of information she could give you, only that she had been on the Upper West Side visiting some accountant or something, for that she had strong words about their ability to do their job and their failure of their ability to do their job. She doesn't recall leaving the firm, the CPA firm. All she recalls is waking up in the tunnels in a storage room under New York near the subway. She also pointed out that for some reason she couldn't leave through any of the shadows. After they had dropped the two of you off back at your brownstone, a couple people made a point of pointing out to Alexander that Herschel was not representing him very well in public, and maybe he should address that. But also decided, well, not decided so much as experienced a slight manifestation, shall we phrase it, of an undead variety, different than yours, slightly more ethereal and passing. We discovered that there's a ghost wandering around the brownstone, and Alexander informed Sid that there's rumors of a Giovanni hanging around the brownstone as well. So many things going on. Oh yes, and Sid, you have an appointment in, well, now 2 nights as you arise this night. Your appointment at the Elysium to defend your honor, is the phrase, maybe?
No, I think what you're looking for is to fuck up another Bruja.
Well, another or the same one?
The same one twice.
So, you retired for the evening, or morning, I should say. It is now evening. As Sid, you awaken, you smell the change in the air. The weather has, well, not turned colder. It's still August. It's the 25th. It's still hot, but you can smell the storm coming. The lightning crackling, the ozone there, the wind rising. There's a storm front approaching New York.
Well, it's gonna be a fun night. That's gonna be a fun night. The first thing that Sid would do at the moment is to gather up all the information about the accountant that Mr. Tibbs gave me.
As far as he's aware, he just gave you the fact that there is an accountant on 79th Street and Central Park West. It's from Alexander that you've got an address and a firm name because he basically, Googled it.
I'll note that down on a piece of paper because paper is better than Google. And I
probably could have found the same thing in the yellow pages.
Probably.
Or white pages. More white pages, excuse me.
And another thing that Sid would do is to ensure that he has a picture of the picture that he took of Sophia and Veronique. I'll wait for Alex to get up because I don't know how to print it.
On brand. You can hear coming from the basement some mild cursing and a shouting as Herschel informs you that he has a problem he needs to deal with and will not be accompanying you. Don't bother him. He's busy.
All right, you do you, Herschel.
You will slowly begin to hear Alexander getting up about an hour after you do. Something very normal for the two of you after 40 years of cohabitation. Roughly.
Sounds about right.
1977 to 2019, 42 years, excuse me. So, Alex, as you awaken this night, you hear noises coming from downstairs. You hear the music coming from Auden's room has changed. It's somehow both at once more depressing, but more lively tempo.
So Mumford and Sons?
Possibly, yes. Closer. But the vocals aren't as good.
I'll leave Auden to her. Whatever it is that she does. I'll make my way downstairs.
You would notice Sid in his office, surrounded by papers, taking notes, kind of glaring off into the distance as he's contemplating life and how to make the printer work.
You have to click the print button.
Which one is that?
It's the one that looks like the printer.
Oh. And I print a copy of the picture that we took, and I'll tear it so that only Sophia is shown on the picture, so that we don't have Veronique with her.
Okay.
And I will put that in my pocket.
What is your plan for the night?
You want to go see the accountant?
That's probably a good idea. Let's start there this evening. See where the night takes us.
Probably in the sewers again.
I certainly hope not. But before we leave, I need to eat.
Good point. I'm not... Oh, forgot to take a blood point off. Yeah, I'm not hungry.
I certainly am. think I'll text Elizabeth and ask for her to make a delivery for me.
Of course, sir.
Something live, preferably.
Of course. There are a couple new interviewees you should meet.
Very good.
5 minutes.
Thank you, Elizabeth. In the meantime, so making a trip, what, uptown?
Yep.
79th and Central Park.
It's too far for us to walk.
That's fine. We can take the train, I suppose.
You don't want to take your limo?
I mean, we can. You do know I would prefer. I mean, no sense in paying for these drivers if you don't actually use them.
Yeah, and it beats slumming it with the small folk, doesn't it?
The nightlife is interesting in New York.
Well, you decide. Whatever you choose, I'll follow.
Very well. I'll have a car delivered. Then I'll text the driver service and ask for a car to be sent over. We're heading uptown.
Your response from your regular driver, 20 minutes. At that, the door opens to the brownstone with the key moving in the lock, and you hear Elizabeth. Right this way, please. Mr. Erickson would like to speak with you personally.
Good. Thank you, Elizabeth. This way, please, and I'll actually ask them into. Oh, what is one of the other?
Your office?
Yes, so that's upstairs. So.
Well, I mean, there's the conference room and the office on this floor, and I would think you would prefer your office.
Preferably, yes. So we could go up.
Alexander, what do you... Well, I should say, what do the kind think you do for a living?
They believe that I am basically an entertainer agent. So, actors, actresses, music acts, all along that lines.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a law firm for entertainment agencies.
Young woman. Maybe 5'9", 5'8", mixed African American Latina descent. Has a resume for a position that was posted about a working for you as a talent scout. Young, maybe 22.
Excellent. Do you have any family?
My parents are still alive, and I have a younger brother.
Younger brother?
Yes.
So you're not the firstborn?
Younger brother, yeah, I was born first.
Oh, sorry, yes. Get me mixed up there. Excellent. Why don't you just have a seat?
Of course.
And then I would like to... Let's see, what is it? Let's be free from distraction. I am trying to think. Is it command that I would use? No, sorry, it would be entrancement, wouldn't it?
Probably. You could
Yeah.
use either, technically.
I would like to use entrancement.
Okay. What does this look like? I mean, she's a kind. She can't resist it.
Right. Just as she takes a seat, I'll ask her to, just have a look. And then I'll look at her into her eyes and basically just tell her to hold still. Just want to get a headshot for a resume.
Okay.
For our internal file. And I'll step around behind her and bite into her neck.
Do you intend to kill her?
No. Not at all. Just enough to satiate the hunger.
All right. For her, with that, you can gain 2 for your blood pool. So for the one that you took off for rising for the night, you get plus
Right.
1. Can you roll me a perception occult?
I can roll you a perception occult. It won't be very high, but I can roll it. Oh, 2 successes.
2 successes.
Very good.
As you bite down on this young woman's neck, something that you've done hundreds, thousands, millions of times by this point, and how old in your life, you feel something. You feel a chill go down your spine. You feel a flash almost internally of moment of when you think that it would be in rejection, something that you've experienced before when what you were dining on was not actually what you needed. But no, it's not that, it's something else. There's something else here. And you feel something pull almost against you. And then you feel the, gift that Rebecca gave you heat just momentarily, and then it's gone.
And as I finish, I'll close the wounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to use the forgetful mind on her.
Moments.
Just the past few moments.
Okay.
And as she's coming back around, I'll have snapped a photo.
Okay.
And just to let her know that the interview went well. I appreciate her time.
Mhm.
I have everything I need for your file, and I will have Elizabeth get in touch with you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Pleasure is all mine. Thank you. And I'll escort her downstairs back to Elizabeth.
Elizabeth shows her to the door. While Alexander is dining, Sid, what are you doing?
Impatiently tapping my fingers on the table.
Is this something Sid normally does like this?
Not necessarily. Sid was all ready to leave tonight, but someone forgot to feed for like 3 days in a row.
Yep. All right.
Rectifying the situation. Relax.
Rectifying is important. Dining is important. If you don't have your health, what do you have?
Well, in his case, a shit ton of money.
There is that. He does have a lot of money. He does have a modicum of influence and a lot of money. Sid,
Yep.
as Alexander comes downstairs and escorts the kind, introduces the hands the young lady off to Elizabeth. Can you roll me perception occult?
Sure. 1 success.
You see out of just a glint, just a moment, the briefest of moments, as Alexander turns to walk back into the room with you, a face, young woman, bright red hair, glaring intently at Alexander's back, and then it's gone.
I open up the phone book. I look under G for Ghostbusters.
That's something we could take another trip to Rebecca for. I'm sure she would know all about that.
Of all the buildings in New York, we had to get the one that's haunted.
There is a posting under G for Ghostbusters, and it says parties, welcome, bar mitzvahs, baptisms, quinceañeras. No stripping.
Not the ones I was looking for.
No.
All right, you ready, Alexander?
Yeah, the car should be arriving in a minute.
It's almost just as you say that Rebecca announces from the door that the driver is here and ready for you, sir.
Excellent. Shall we?
I've been waiting here for the past hour.
You realize you're immortal. You think by now you'd have some patience.
Except the person we're going to meet is not immortal.
This is very true. I mean, it could be.
Could also be in danger now that we've freed the prisoners.
You're right. We should get going. Let's go.
Again, same car as usual. That Cadillac crossover SUV, same very large Eastern European driver. Opens the door for you both. Nothing is out of the ordinary. But something's off. The air's... Again, you smell it. There's a storm coming. You feel it in the air. You feel the ozone. You see and hear as you drive uptown, going from local neighborhoods and kids on the corner playing. A couple kids getting chased out of the road by the driver because they were about to play stickball in the middle of the street. Didn't want to get hit. You go through Midtown and, well, the tourists that kind of flock there, through Times Square and its bright neon lights, even brighter somehow against the growing sense of darkness. Proceeding up to the Upper West Side along Central Park West, past the museums that are, well, there's some gala event tonight. Maybe a charity is hosting something. Up to 79th and Central Park West, 6th. Excuse me, Central Park, 79th and 6th. No, Broadway. 79th and Broadway, sorry. 6th Avenue doesn't go there. 6th Avenue stops at the park. Yes. Before people get onto me, I am aware that 6th Avenue stops at the park. Broadway and 79th, in front of a building similar to yours, as a brownstone with a flight of stairs up to the second floor, and another set of stairs that goes down to the street level and around underneath to another door. there are two signs, both bronze placards with, darkened antique lettering. One says Fitzsimmons and Sons Attorneys at Law. The other says Joshua Cohen and Mikhail Spielberg, CPA. The CPAs are downstairs.
Well, let's go pay these gentlemen a visit. See what they've been up to.
Yeah.
Go downstairs, approach the door. It's interesting. The storm door itself is antique, so it's turn of the century wrought iron, but over glass. Pulling it open for the heavy wood door with a giant knocker. Doesn't seem to be. Oh, and a small bronze doorbell to the left of the door.
I'll try the handle.
It is currently locked. It is 8:30 at night.
I'll ring the bell.
I need to check one thing. Just a quick thing. There is a small sound coming from inside.
Care to take a listen? My hearing doesn't appear to be quite as good as yours.
What is that sound?
It's odd. You can hear something. If you want to roll perception alertness, you would get your...
Enhance the hearing?
Mm-hmm. That gives you it lowers the DC, correct? To 5?
Let me check.
Or an extra die. I can't remember off the top.
It's okay, I got the merits right here. What's it called though? My merit called acute sense.
No, you don't have heightened sense?
No, it is acute. Difficulties for all tasks involving the use are reduced by 2.
Oh, by 2. So instead of a 6, it is a 4. Perception alertness down to 4.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I still managed to only roll 2 successes.
Yeah.
Though
Well, that one is. You have a 10, you can reroll.
Yeah.
Ooh. 3.
3.
3. It sounds odd. It sounds mechanical in a way, but not electrical. It sounds like something knocking repeatedly in the same place. Sounds like... Wait, that sounds almost like an engine.
An engine? Inside the
Yeah.
house?
Yeah, and it's odd because it doesn't sound like a modern, car engine with all of its fancy ways of, emissions and quieting and making the engine itself more silent. It sounds old, like a heavy old steel sort of engine, almost more like something you would have heard on a battlefield at some point, kind of tickling the back of your mind.
What the hell?
What is it?
Sounds like an engine. Well, either they're watching the TV really loud or someone's running something in the I'll knock on the door again.
No answer.
Well, Herschel's not here to pick the lock.
Herschel's not here, but I am.
Then by all means. I mean, if anyone asks, we can say we heard someone asking for help. Or if not,
Yeah, sure.
that's
Or you
exactly
could-
what I'll make them think.
I was gonna say, or you can make them forget.
It's very true.
Alright, I will attempt to pick the lock. So I get my tools out, my little lock-picking gun.
Mm-hmm. It's what's streetwise?
I thought it was security.
Oh, security. What's security? Wow, I keep doing that. Keep forgetting that.
It's okay, I mean, my streetwise is higher, but I would have
Either one.
figured it was security.
Mm-hmm. 2 successes.
Thank God I got 2 successes.
Mm-hmm. You can re-roll that 10.
Yep. Nah.
It takes a minute. It's odd. The lock itself isn't complex. It's a basic door lock. You know, there's the one in the handle. There's one on the deadbolt. It's New York. Everyone's got at least one deadbolt. And you're expecting probably a chain on the inside. So you're all prepared to slide up to the upper portion of the door to slide the security chain off the way you've done hundreds of times before. But there's no chain on the lock. And the lock seems stiff, old, as if unoiled in a while, and it takes a minute or two. And it's odd because the door's locked and the deadbolt's thrown, but it's almost like the key? Someone hasn't used a key to open these locks in a while.
So, like, the interior of the lock is all rusted and,
Dirty, and you pull your lockpicks out and they've got grime on them, and you're like, that's nasty. And something else. It's almost like gum.
inside the lock?
Mm-hmm. Inside the deadbolt.
It's almost like someone wanted to make sure that this door wasn't easily open.
I wonder why that is. I mean, if this is a functioning CPA office, why this door would have to have been used at some point.
Oh, get ready for anything.
Always.
Door slides opens inward. Heavy wood. The sound now is more obvious. The layout is similar to the layout of your brownstone on the floor. There's 2 rooms right inside the door, a small vestibule as you enter, tile floors with a secondary door inside. Common in New York of houses of a certain period, a place to remove, well, all of the outdoor weather gear. You see in that vestibule a standing coat rack, old-fashioned, even almost old-fashioned by Sid's standards. Heavy bronze. 2 overcoats are hanging from it, which is slightly odd because it is August and it is, well, like 85 degrees, even if it's after dark, and it's, 8:30 at night, but there are 2 heavy, full overcoats hanging there. One, it makes a little bit of sense. It's a, Burberry brown raincoat with that same Burberry lining. two black collapsible umbrellas hanging also from the coat hook or inside the coat rack. You get to the second door of the vestibule. It's cracked open. And based on just your general knowledge, Sid, and your own appreciation, you see that the hinges of the door are off. Like somebody slammed the door open and it's now resting on its hinges awkwardly. Not hanging right.
Definitely foul play. Is it dark inside?
Mm-hmm. There are no lights on.
I'll use my first dot of protein to get my eyes to work in darkness.
You activate your eyes. This kind of glow appears. Alex, you've seen him do this quite a few times. You know what he's doing. You know exactly what he's doing. Now the question becomes, how do you approach this? What are you going to do next?
I just need to check if I needed to... I don't even need to spend blood.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to sneak inside.
Ooh, sneak. Sneaky sneak. That is, well, let's go with dexterity stealth.
Sure. I said stealth, not survival. 3 successes.
You're almost quiet as you approach this door and sneak inside. Long hallway reading out. It's interesting combination of both classic antique furniture and heavy tile, or excuse me, at this point it's hardwood floors leading in a straight line all the way to the back of the building. You see the stairs leading up with a velvet runner going up the middle of the stairs with heavy brass pushes against it. Alex, what are you doing as Sid begins to sneak inside?
I'm gonna have a look around the room that we're in right now.
The vestibule itself?
Yeah, just to see if there's anything in there that of interest.
Not really, just the coats hanging on the rack. And as Sid goes further in, again, you see the runner running upstairs, the big brass weights holding it against the stairwell. You see 2 rooms off to the left of the main hall, both with their doors closed, and you see another door further down the end of the hallway, about 30 feet from you, with a slightly odd. There's something odd about that door. You'd need to get a little closer to be able to tell you exactly what. But you're silent as you're moving in.
I'll make my way up the hallway then, towards that door.
Okay, so you're going to pass Sid, or you're going to let Sid go first?
I'm going to let Sid go first, because he's the one that can see in the dark.
All right. Yeah, I was heading to that door anyway.
Sid, as you get there, you notice again, this isn't if this was your house, this would be a kitchen leading to a kitchen, and what would have been maybe a summer kitchen for the household at some point. So it has a swing door, and you notice that the door is, well, so it's a swinging door, swings both in and out, and so it has the full round hinges, and one of those hinges is broken, and it seems to be only hanging on the top, by the top hinge on that door.
Does it look like the bottom hinge has been removed recently?
You'd have to do a closer investigation to figure that out.
Well, I want to find people first. I'll check the state of the house after. I'll gently push on the door.
As you do, the sound of the engine you can now hear. It's coming from behind this door. I mean, you've heard it through the entire area, but it's obvious that it's behind this door. And as you push through, the door hits something on the other side, and
Is it open wide enough for me to go through?
not really. It opens maybe about 3-4 inches, but it is a full swinging door, so you could just
Yeah, open it the other way.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
So as you pull the door back, you see a large, almost generator engine in the middle of the floor running. And you see it electrical leads leading off of it, like 6 or 7 or 8, going through the wall to the room behind. You see a bunch of things, a table knocked over, and I need you to roll me Perception Occult. Are you wearing the gift?
Mm-hmm.
Then the difficulty is only 7.
Is it based on sight or hearing?
I will say that you could use hearing here.
So that would lower it to 5.
All right. It'll lower it to 5.
2
2
successes.
successes. Plus your 10
Plus
for
a 10,
reroll.
yeah. 3 successes.
3 successes. You feel as you start to cross this door that something try to overwhelm you. And you feel the Star of David that Rebecca gave you hanging from your neck start to heat up. And you hear the slightest hiss of a sound, and it takes just a second for those two things to combine for you to pull your head back. And you see what you hadn't noticed as you pulled the door open, small engraved glyphs along the doorframe that you would have walked through.
Are those now visible or?
Yeah. They're glowing.
Fucking Tremere.
Can I duck under them? Like, did they hiss when my body passed in front of them?
No, it's like if you
When you
pulled the
opened the
door,
door.
when you opened the door and you pulled the door out and you went to go step forward, you felt both the Star of David heat up and then a slight hiss actually from above you along the lintel, and you'll notice that they are all across around the door frame.
The door's fucking warded. Fucking Tremere. I'm gonna take out my knife and see if I can carve one of the wards.
Okay. Hey, Alex, can you roll me a dex dodge? Or Sid, can you both roll me a dex dodge?
Difficulty 6?
No, the difficulty for you is 7. The difficulty for Sid is 5 because he can hear it.
2 successes.
Yeah, too many successes.
Show off.
No such thing. There is literally no such thing. Good, because it's with those 2 successes as you watch Alex turn and in frustration almost, in anger, take his knife and start to go to carve out a couple of these glyphs. The one that he picks, whichever one it is, starts to turn red. And you react a half second as you reach out and just grab him, and the 2 of you fall to the ground. And you see fire erupt from inside the doorframe.
Okay, wait here. Is there a back entrance to that house? There's got
No, we're
Go-
not. The door frame's not igniting. It's just.
No, it's like a flamethrower going across.
Oh. No.
I wouldn't want to be there. There isn't a back door per se. I mean, there probably is a garden if you get out to the back side, but because it is a townhouse, all of the road you'd have to get there from inside the house in some manner
man, okay.
because all of the houses are connected. They're row houses.
Fantastic. Great.
We have to find a way to get through.
Now, is it like just constantly spewing flame, or
Not really. It's kind of.
so, or is it just kind of reacting to me
It looks
defacing
like
the
it
rune?
looked like it reacted to you attempting to deface the rune. Yes.
Okay.
But it's hot.
Well, we have to find out where this generator's leading.
Oh, well, it's not like we can. There's a warded door in the way.
You can see a couple of the leads leading. If this is where the generator is, one goes out and into the wall to the left, and there are two rooms that you passed on the left. To
Oh,
get to
okay.
this
I
door.
thought they all led to, like, somewhere else, deeper
No,
inside
no.
the room. Okay.
So there's two others, and then just this weird door that we saw.
All right, let's follow the ones to the left then.
Let's check the frame of the door and make sure that these aren't booby trapped. Fuck the Tremere.
Fuck the Tremere, indeed. Apparently.
That's right.
Can you roll me perception occult? And I will say at this point the difficulty is 6 for both of you because you've seen it once.
Yeah, 1 success.
Good. You can re-roll that 10, Alex. 1 success. Are you going to the first door as you enter the house, or the second door as you enter the house?
Second.
So the one closest to the kit would have been the swinging door. You're
Scott,
muted,
you're
Alex.
muted.
Of course, professionals. I would say the second door, whichever one was closest to us as we turned around.
So that second door. So the one in between, the middle
Yep.
door. You both look the door over, up and down. You kind of get. It's harder because the door is closed, so you can't see all of the door frame and the lintel or whatever threshold. But you do see minute carvings along the inside of them. You also see something. Well, Sid would notice this probably a little bit more and faster than Alex would. The door handle itself, it's a knob, a brass knob, and it's intricately carved. It looks very appropriate to go with, again, the slightly overwroughtness of the Victorian aesthetic that's going on in this space. Inside and intertwined amongst all the ivy and glop that you would see in a carved brass doorknob from the Victorian era is a gloom. Well, it's 3 letters in Hebrew.
Oh, what does it say?
They're the first 3 letters of the Torah.
Like, Simon as a player has no idea what the meaning of this is.
Sid probably doesn't either. It's just interesting to notice that there are 3 letters in
Okay.
Hebrew that he would know would begin the Torah and be like, oh, I don't know why that's there, but it introduces the Torah. But then again, the 2 CPAs are Jacob Cohen
Yeah,
and
and Spielberg.
Spielberg, yeah.
Mikhail Spielberg.
Yeah, I'll touch the door handle, but just with the tip of my finger, see if it, like, reacts to anything.
Door handle doesn't react. And neither does the Star of David hanging around your neck.
All right, I'm going to open up the door slowly.
The door opens inward without any issue. It's dark. Again, there's no lights on at the moment. You hear the engine in the back from the other room.
Find a
You see a large desk.
light switch.
You're going to look for a light switch?
Well, do I see anyone first through the darkness?
Yeah, that's
You do roll me perception alertness.
Two successes and a 10, so 3 successes.
You don't see anyone. You do notice that it looks like somebody had turned the place over a lot. What was the monitor of a computer is on the floor. You see a lot of papers kind of probably knocked off the desk. You see drawers open in filing cabinets and desk drawers sitting open. You see 2 chairs that look like heavy wood and leather armchairs that had been flipped over and cut open.
so. Somebody gutted the place. Why the generator?
I don't know. Do I see the cable from the generator somewhere, like along the ceiling, or?
You see something coming in from the right-hand side of you, figuring that that's the side where the room was. You see 2 cables leading down the wall and under the rug.
We didn't see any staircases leading further down, have we?
Not down. You only saw one going up.
So is it running into the room under the carpet?
Mm-hmm.
Is the floor completely carpeted?
Yeah, somebody decided that when they made this an office to improve sound quality, to put wall-to-wall carpeting over the hardwood. It's halfway decent looking carpeting. It's a nice kind of geometric blue and white, Arabic feel to it. Looks kind of plush.
But still, if there's a trapdoor that leads further downstairs, like, we'd see the delimitation of it, like, in the carpet. It would have had to be cut.
Yeah, you would have seen something like that.
So I'm gonna pay attention for that.
Okay.
And I'll try to turn on the lights.
Okay, well, the light switch is inside.
Oh yeah, I'm going in.
Okay. Can you roll me perception? Well, yeah, roll me perception occult. Or, no, actually, not perception occult. Because you already know that they're there. Manipulation occult?
Mm-hmm. 1 success.
You go to step through this room and you feel that Star of David heat against your chest. And you feel like you're stepping through jello. It's heavy, it's oppressive, it's pushing against you. And then as you break through, I need you to roll me a dex dodge.
One success and a 10. 2 successes.
Do you wish to dodge into or out of this room?
Into.
You fall forward, rolling forward just as this gout of flame erupts from the side again of the wall of the door frame. You are now inside the room.
This is starting to piss me off, Alex.
Well, you saw what happened if I try to remove one of these.
Yeah. Well, let me take a look in here. Maybe you can check one of the other rooms, as maybe they're not all trapped.
That's probably a good idea, and I'll move down the hall to the room next to that.
To the first room?
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you roll me perception occult, so I can find out if you what you see.
1 success, but it's a 10, so
Reroll.
1 success.
Now that you know what you're looking for, and Sid has pointed them out, and you've seen the eruption of flames, yes, the doors are trapped.
Great. And I'll holler up the hallway. Yeah, this one's marked up too.
Oh, fucking hell.
Sid,
Yep.
you turned the lights on. Is that what you're doing?
No, if I realize that Alex can't get in because there was a gout of flame again, I'll leave the lights off and I'll just keep using my eyes.
Okay. Keep using your eyes. You keep looking around. Again, you see the signs of this place having been turned over. You see the leads coming from the generator through the wall down to under the carpet.
And is there any, like, trapdoor or something that leads down?
Mm-mm. But you notice something a little odd. Those leads that lead under the carpet. You get closer, and the feel of the floor is off. Not like a trapdoor, but something else.
Like, are the cables running under the carpet?
Yes.
I keep following them. Like, using my hands to keep feeling where they are.
Mm-hmm. They lead under the carpet over to the desk.
Do I see them on the desk? Like, do I see them poking out of the carpet at some point?
Mm-mm. They lead underneath the desk.
I will move the desk.
Go lift, easily move the desk. And it's like, well, obviously whoever turned this place over would have seen this, so you're sure that this isn't like the hardest thing in the world to see. You see these two leads emerge from under the desk, and they're tied basically to either side of the chair behind the desk.
To either side of the chair?
Mm-hmm.
Let me guess, they're touching metal?
Mm-hmm.
Just a question like that, does the chair smell like burnt flesh? Or singed hair?
Smells slightly singed, but not aggressively.
What'd you find?
Well, either they were into some kinky shit, or someone used the generator to torture someone here.
But and you said there was like 7 or 8 leads running off the generator?
Yep.
And it's still running. I mean, who does that?
Well, someone who doesn't care about the environment.
I'll
Well,
remind.
this is a big old diesel generator. It looks like
I'm sure the house is probably nice and full of carbon monoxide at this point. I mean, not that it matters for us, but.
Mhm.
All right. So be careful what rooms we go into and be careful what we touch. Got it. So the door that I'm facing, can I open the door? Not go into the room, but just open the door and push the door open?
Mhm.
Okay.
And if you're looking at the door, you would again see the heavy, intricate carvings of this Victorian door. You're gift from Rebecca does not go off as you open the door.
Right. But only if we try to step through. And I'm going to pull out my phone and turn the flashlight on my phone and just kind of peer into the room.
This room looks less turned over than the one that Sid's in. Again, it looks like somebody did do some searching here.
Mhm.
You do notice something else in this room.
What's that?
A briefcase propped next to the desk, like somebody had just set it there and was about to go to work.
I think I might have found something.
Yo, what?
Looks like a briefcase. I know this door's warded up too, so might be. I'll try and get it out of there, and I'll try to step through.
You're going to step through?
Sure, because I'm brave.
Can you roll me manipulation occult?
Oh, that is not gonna go well. I have no occult, so let's see. Oh, 2 successes.
Can you roll me a dex dodge as you push through this slimy, almost jello-like feeling that's coating you?
1 success.
You fall flat on your face as you try and avoid this gout of flame that erupts from the side of next to your head.
It's alright. It's alright.
You alright, Alex?
Just fine.
Um,
Not singed. We're good.
As you're both looking around the room, you would notice a set of pocket doors, French sliding doors, between the 2 rooms.
Are those warded?
I don't know. I opened them.
We're able to open the doors. It's just when you go through them.
I'll open them and I'll look up to see if there are any
Oh.
runes on it.
Gotcha.
At this point, you've seen a number of them. You know what you're looking for. There are carvings on these 2, between the lintel and the threshold, but they're not as many.
Not as many.
And they look different.
So maybe these were put here by someone else?
They
Yeah.
don't seem to be the same shape.
Okay. Well, I'm going to grab the briefcase.
It's light.
Mhm.
Like there's no laptop in it, but there are definitely papers.
I'll put it on the desk there and see if I can open the briefcase. I mean, obviously, I'm assuming it's like combination locked or something.
No,
Oh, no?
not
All
even
right.
that. It's just a latch lock.
Okay.
Looks like it had a key at one point, but no, this is like some commuter's everyday briefcase. I take this to work. I take this home. I take this to work. I take this home. I try and leave my work at work, but it doesn't work. I always bring more shit home than I wanted to.
I'll pop the latch and take a look inside.
There are a number of legal pads, some pens, a picture.
What's the picture of?
2 gentlemen standing in front of this building.
In front of the building we're in, the CPA building. Okay.
Yeah. Arms around each other's shoulders. One's taller, maybe 6 foot, with dark black hair and a very, very, very Jewish nose. The other is shorter, browner hair, less Jewish nose, but wearing a yarmulke. In the picture.
Mr. Cohen and Mr. Spielberg, I presume.
Spiegler.
Oh, Spiegler.
Oh, Spiegler. Okay.
All right. And then anything of note on the legal pads, or is it just chicken scratch notes that whoever wrote them would know?
There aren't any papers with writing on them. It looks like somebody had ripped a bunch of pages off the top.
So it looks like somebody beat us to this as well.
Sid, are you going to try and cross the thresholds?
Yeah, but I'm gonna use celerity.
Ooh.
Is there a pencil in the briefcase?
No, there is not.
No pencil.
You see where a place where pens and pencils could be, but there doesn't seem to be anything in there.
Is there anything in the office?
You'd have to do some looking around.
I'm gonna look for a pencil.
Okay. Sid, you're going to celerity through these pocket doors.
Yep.
Just go ahead and roll me a dex dodge.
3 successes.
You speed through these two doors and you feel something, but it doesn't feel at all like that oppressive, restraining, overwhelming jello feeling that it happened earlier as you entered the main room. It feels like something else. It feels closer to walking through the doors of Rebecca's store when you were invited. That kind of feeling of pushing through a curtain of water, almost. Momentary and non-harmful. There is no eruption of a gout of flame. But you'll notice that sound seems different in this room.
The same room that Alexander is in.
You can't hear the engine as much.
It's like this place is warded too, but by someone, a different someone.
Interesting. Any luck finding a pencil to write with?
I have one with my notepad all the time. Why?
Do me a favor and take the pencil. See if you can go over whatever was last on this pad. Obviously somebody wanted what was on it, so they took it, but...
Alright, I'll, yeah, you want me to basically,
just go over the pad so we can see what
like,
the last thing
see,
that was on it.
The relief of what was... Okay.
Right. We can't get everything, but we can get the last page.
You can get the last page. You go over to the desk, I'm assuming, to kind of put it on a flat surface to do this with. You'll notice as you do that slight uncomfortable feeling through the carpet again in this room. And you'll feel, Sid, definitely the same leads that came from the generator under the carpet, leading to the desk. Scratching this pencil across the page. What emerges is a combination of English letters, Hebrew, and shit tons of numbers.
Nothing that makes any particular sense. Like, there are no full words written or anything.
There seem to be names. A list of names and a following of numbers. But with each name, like the name would be in... You'd have a last name in Roman letters, a series of Hebrew next to it, and then a combination, 3 sets of numbers following.
All right.
So probably just them doing...
CPA stuff.
The leads, do they lead to the chair too?
What the hell they do? Booby trap every chair?
No, I think... does this chair smell singed?
Yes.
They must have interrogated them. Put them face to face in the 2 separate rooms. have them corroborate each other's story or something.
Interesting. Well, I'm assuming whoever was here before us got what they wanted, so I guess let's take that piece of paper. It may be worth nothing, but better to have it and not need it.
Yeah. Have we looked through each room?
Mm-hmm.
These two, we just haven't gone through the room with the generator.
But there were other leads that led away from the generator aside from these ones, yeah. I will celerity out of the room. And celerity into the kitchen.
Can you roll me a manipulation occult?
Yeah, sure. The 2 seconds, I just want to make sure that it doesn't cost blood every time I use it. Because I think it does.
I think it does.
It's dominate.
Each time you use it? No, I thought it was just like an activation.
Dominate, dementation, chemistry, celerity. Celerity. Each point of celerity adds 1 die to every dex-related dice pool. I can spend 1 blood point to take an extra action equal to the dots I have in celerity.
Yeah,
Okay,
but you're not doing an extra action. You're just going faster.
No, yeah, that's it. So I don't need to burn any blood for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. So you said manipulation occult?
Mm-hmm.
Bam, 4 successes.
And a 10.
And a 10. 4 successes.
This time, having gone through these 2 other rooms and experienced the wards that are there, you're better prepared and understand exactly what's going to happen. And you're prepared to just run into this kitchen and power through this ward. You fall right through this ward. It's what's there, and you feel just this like second behind you, this gout of flame erupt from the door. But you're still inside the kitchen. This subway tiled room that looks like they decided to keep the original tiling and style of the kitchen while adding more modern appliances, some brand new stainless steel, and you don't hear the hum of the refrigerator.
I turned the generator off.
The sounds go away from the house. There's nothing. You still don't hear anything from the refrigerator. Okay. It's like it's off, or unplugged, more accurately. And you'll notice a couple burn marks around the stove. A very nice 8-burner gas stove.
Burnt marks as in like burnt food that would have landed there, or like a handprint or something?
Like black singe marks around the white tile on the backsplash.
Oh, okay.
Like somebody turned the flame all the way up and burnt something there.
And what about the other leads? Where do they go?
You see 2 lead downstairs. Now you can see inside the kitchen, you can see a set of stairs going down. And you see another 2 sets going up to the floor above.
And are there any leads going above? Okay. Alex, I'm gonna go check the basement.
All right, and I'm gonna leave the room I'm in and head in towards the kitchen as well.
Mm-hmm. As you cross the threshold of the room that you're in, can you roll me that dex dodge?
Yep, sure can. No successes. No failure, but no success.
Yeah.
This is gonna hurt.
This is gonna hurt a lot. I want you to understand this.
I hope you've got fortitude.
I do.
Oh, good.
I'm a venturer. I have fortitude, of course.
Well, I would say at this point that you can go ahead and mark down that you're hurt as you take a massive gout of flame to the side, both sides of you.
All right.
You will be hurt until you can feed and remove that condition, or sleep and remove that condition. You all, Sid, you would probably hear Alex, well, scream, probably unintentionally, as he catches on fire for a moment. Particularly because these are flamethrowers, and it's not like you're just putting your hand through a little flame, you're putting it through a propellant gas that is on fire. So, your suit is ruined. Where do you keep your phone, sir?
In my pants pocket?
Well, it's not there anymore.
I'm assuming the phone's still there. It's just not in my suit pocket.
The phone has fallen to the ground, but it does not seem to be either melted or shattered.
Good. Merely hurt. That's fine.
You are in massive amounts of pain, and everything you do is at a -1. Sid, are you going to do anything when you hear this scream erupt from down the hallway?
Alex, you alright?
As I'm picking up my phone and stamping out my now ruined jacket, I'll be fine. Just a little more pissed off than I was. I swear.
Try not to go into any other rooms. Let me do the searching.
What am I going to stand in the hallway all night?
Need I remind you that you're immortal?
Very well. Don't get into too much trouble.
What's the worst that could happen?
Tell that to my $1,000 suit jacket. All right, just be quick.
Alex doesn't see it, but when he talks about ruining his $1,000 suit jacket, Sid is just smiling.
Does Sid take pleasure in the destruction of Alexander's suit?
Sid takes pleasure in the destruction of the rich.
Even Alexander?
Well, not like if Alex is my friend, so there's a sort of exception there, but it still is funny that, you know.
You realize we're bloodbound.
Yeah, which means that we're forced to be best friend. We're only bloodbound at one, so we're best friends.
Yes.
Any more than that and we'd be married.
What anybody else would think we are.
After 40 years of living together?
It's called
It's a
common
very-
law. Look it up.
Yep. Only needed 8 for that.
Pretty sure that's not really held anymore.
No, it is. Particularly in
really?
New York. But
Huh,
you have to,
is it?
it's one of those, you have to file for it.
Mm,
Now, the advantage is that there's a whole lot of tax benefits that come with that.
right.
But, you know,
I have lawyers and accountants for these things.
Yeah, and I'm
Exactly.
pretty sure you have so much money that you don't need to rely on common law to get, like, tax rebates or whatnot.
Again,
this is true.
the lawyers and the accountants for those things.
But I mean, my nature is rebellious. So to have a Ventru suffer kind of brings me a little joy.
Yeah. There's that little joy. Is that little joy leading you upstairs or downstairs, sir?
Downstairs.
The door that you open, and it's a heavy, just basic door to down from the kitchen, in the kitchen, is not warded. As you get downstairs, you hear something else.
I hear what?
Sounds almost like water.
What the fuck? I proceed cautiously down.
Proceeding downstairs, again, it's very similar to the layout of your house. So you would see a almost cement floor at the bottom of the stairs. You hear the mechanical running, and you see, as you get down to the stairs, water on the floor. And a number of boxes, obviously been used as a storage space, but a number of boxes kind of piled around. And there's like 3 or 4 inches of standing water on the ground. And you hear running water somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm gonna search for where the water's coming from.
It's not. Are you getting off the stairs?
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
But
Can you?
No, I was gonna say, but I want to check where the leads go.
So as you see them come down from the ceiling along the wall, and then you don't see them. They're behind something.
So this.
You can't really see where they are from the stairs.
Yeah, I figure.
I say we just cut the power to the damn generator at this point.
I already cut the power to the generator.
Oh,
That's not a problem at the moment.
So,
But there is the issue.
But I just wanted to make sure. So I'll put one tip of my foot in the water.
You pull it back fast as you feel a shock go through you.
Okay, so there's another source of electricity going in there.
Not necessarily. But possibly and probably.
We didn't see any rain boots or anything of the sort, like rubber boots upstairs?
Mm-mm.
Ah, for fuck's sake. I'm gonna have to do everything. I turn into a bat.
Ooh. What does this look like?
A bat.
Okay, but is this a fruit bat? Is this a vampire bat? Is this
It's
a barn owl?
Are we
a cave bat?
Yeah, I just need to check my protein.
It's a vampire bat. Let's make it cliche.
So cliche.
That's right.
Earthmelt Ferret Claws, Shape of the Beast. Yeah, it's a wolf or a bat, so when I turn into a bat, it costs me 1 blood. And it is, in fact, a shit, what's it called? Yeah, let's go with fruit bat, because they're cute.
Little fruit bat flying around with fangs coming out of its mouth. Cute, but still somehow very deadly.
Squeak.
Flying around using, the senses of a bat. You hear... It's not hard for you to kind of come around the mechanical room and see where the water is coming from. There's an old industrial sink, big, heavy sink that they used to put next to mechanical. So if you needed to do laundry in the basement, or if you were doing needed something to kind of use as a water source against the mechanical, that it was there. And it's been stopped. Like there's something inside it and the water's just flowing out constantly. You also see that the where the water is flowing, it's gotten close enough to the electrical panel of the house. So while the generator upstairs might be off, the water itself is in contact with the electricity of the house.
Yeah, and I figure they're probably like if I remember the patch panel that I have in my house. There's a master switch for everything,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a switch that you lift up and down and not just left and right like the breakers.
Yeah.
Can my bat shape land on that, like,
Mm-hmm.
and just use my weight and my tiny wings to pull it down and turn it off? Otherwise, I'm gonna turn back into a vampire and, like, turn it off at the same time. Try to coordinate.
You know, I want to see if this works. I support these kind of decisions. As your tiny 2-pound bat tries to pull down this lever, can you just roll me a straight strength? DC 7, because bat.
No successes.
No successes. You land on it, and kind of jump up and down a little bit, and you feel it kind of, sort of, start jiggle, but it doesn't go anywhere, and it just stands there because it is heavy and it is like old. It's not really worked in a number of years. I mean, it's not like somebody's used it in a number of years.
Squee.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I'll keep gripping it, and I'll turn back into a vampire so that I'm also gripping it.
Okay.
And
then you pull it straight down. You feel the electrical shock go through you as you land in the water because it's still.
yeah, fuck, good thing my heart doesn't beat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're bruised but not harmed.
Okay, even if I have fortitude?
Yeah, because you're standing in water that's been electrocuted for a while.
And is that lethal bruised or bashing bruised?
Just bashing bruise.
Okay. Easy to heal.
Easy to heal, yes. Not lethal. You're going to want to have a snack or 3.
Yeah, or just wait it out.
Yeah, but I meant more along the lines of just you're having a bad day. And
oh, yeah, right now, yes. Right now, this house is pissing me off. I'll unplug the sink and turn it off.
Yeah. It's not hard. It's just a big rag that somebody had stuffed in there. It's easy enough to pull out. It's odd, though. It's like a heavy cotton, but black.
Like a piece of material, like from a suit?
Mm-hmm.
And I figure the boxes downstairs, they're all like, it's their archives of accounting,
for the most part,
papers and such. Yeah, okay.
You'll notice if you're looking around at a couple of these boxes that are a couple of them that are marked, with names of vampires that you recognize.
I take those boxes.
2 are beyond saving because they were on the bottom and are, like 3 inches of standing water. You're not sure how long it's been there, but they're sodden through, and if you go to pick it up, it just kind of falls apart in your hands. But 2 are higher up. 1 is of interest. It's very striking. 1 has the name Stein E. The other that you pick up has the name Weissman L.
All right, I'll bring them up to the kitchen, but I'll leave them there for now.
Alex, what are you doing while Sid's playing around in the basement and getting himself electrocuted?
Brooding furiously over the loss of my suit and the fact that I've just been burned by a fucking house. I picked up my phone. I texted Elizabeth that we're gonna need a new suit.
Of course, sir. Where would you like it delivered?
Just deliver it to the brownstone, please.
Of course.
And then I'll make my way back up the hall to the kitchen door, and I'll yell in down towards, I guess, where Sid went.
Mm-hmm.
How are we looking? What's going on down there?
Oh, hey. I'm coming back up with the boxes at that
Yes.
time. I got all the accounting papers of two of our kind.
So this,
I figured you'd like blackmail material.
well, I wouldn't say no to anything.
All right.
Certainly.
Let me drag them, like, push them forcefully through the door so that none of my body parts are under the door frame so that the flamethrower doesn't go off and burn the papers.
Sliding the boxes through does not set off the traps.
Okay, good. Here, take them.
All right, and I'll walk him to the front door. We'll set them there.
Okay.
And I'll go check upstairs.
I'll head up with him.
The stair. You have to come.
You have
out
to
of
go
the...
through the kitchen for that.
No, you have to go through the kitchen.
You
for
have to
that.
come out.
go
Stairs in the
upstairs.
stairs are in the vestibule.
Oh.
Stairs up or in the vestibule.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's cool. Okay, I'll
Or in
come
the
out.
hallway.
I'll come out with celerity.
Go ahead, roll that dex dodge.
Four successes and a 10. 5 successes.
You're timing this perfectly. You're through in a half second, and you feel you're walking down the hall as the gout of flame erupts from the sides of the door. And about that, you look and see Alex without a jacket. Half of his shirt is burned. His tie is gone. His hair is mussed. His pants are singed in various places. You can see the beginnings of burns on his arms and around his torso. He looks rough.
Alex, you look like shit.
Thank you. I feel like shit. Let's just get to the rest of this damn house.
The stairs up are big, heavy wooden stairs, again covered with this velvet runner with a brass bars holding it to this treads and the risers of the stairs. There's nothing on the stairs. It's easy to climb them. You get to the top. There's a door. It says Fitzsimmons and Sons.
So this is the law firm. Are these doors warded?
Roll me that perception occult.
Two successes.
There's something there, but it's not the same wards that were on the door frames downstairs.
Are they the ones that were on the French doors between the two rooms?
Yes.
Okay. Being a CPA in an accountant's office, I wonder if these are wards to minimize the sound from leaving these rooms. And I'll open the door to the accountant's room, or to the lawyer's
To the law
office.
firm?
Yeah.
The door's locked.
Now, is this the only door that's on the second floor, or?
Well, it's the only door. It's literally the door to the second floor.
Oh, okay. Care to pick another lock?
Sure.
I mean, what's one B&E?
With security?
Yep.
3 successes.
It takes you a half moment. This door is not jammed the way the front door was. It just seems to be locked with a standard lock. And deadbolt. But again, New York. Lock and deadbolt everywhere. At least one. The door opens outward. Inward into the second floor. You see, looking through, again, the lights are all off, particularly now that you've killed the power to the entire building. You see a long hallway, a very different design aesthetic, more modern minimalism, some very large abstract paintings in black and reds, hardwood floors, but with a runner of dark green. Looks very much like the main floor of your house with Sid's office.
All right. I think we should be good to enter here.
I don't think whoever messed up downstairs went in here, though.
Well, I mean, the only thing we've come across below was an attempted flooding, which, I mean, that could be anyone.
Destroying any traces of them working with vampires. Electrocuting them to make them talk about something.
I mean, someone's trying to get information against them, but was there anything missing from downstairs? I mean, you brought those other 2 boxes up, so I don't think they were looking for...
No, I think they were just looking to destroy everything that remained.
I mean, unless they were looking for someone specific records.
Could.
Yeah, I guess we could poke around in here, see what there is. And you said this place hasn't been turned over like the downstairs.
Not that you can see in any way.
Well, I can't see in the dark, really, so I have my phone, but your eyes are better than mine.
Gonna take a look around. Also, looking at the door frames if I cross any thresholds to see if they're warded to.
There are 2 door frames in this room, both on this floor, both of which have large, instead of swinging doors, pocket doors. Again, very similar to your main floor, your office. There's a large fireplace. There are remains of a fire in the main room that you can see. As you open the doors, there does not seem to be any wards like were on the door frames downstairs. Let me phrase that. None of the ones that were booby trapped, but some of them look very similar to the wards that were between the 2 pocket doors.
Yeah, so to muffle away the sound. Probably.
I mean, you've got lawyers and CPAs who work with Kindred. Who are used to supernatural senses.
Yes. So this just looks like a law firm. But obviously the law firm's working with our kind.
Do they have any computers?
No, the computers are all missing. Or, well, Sid doesn't see any computers.
I still know what a laptop looks like. I mean, I'm not that inept.
This is true. You are not. Sid, you do not see any computers. You see a bunch of leads that look like docking stations.
So everybody must work via remote or through laptops, which is fine.
No, but maybe they would have had records of
I mean,
Sophia coming in here.
It's possible, yeah.
Like if she came to see the accountants, maybe she also came to see the lawyers.
Right. And if this place doesn't look like they've been up to here, then we should probably just take those other files back and see what we can come across from those.
Fucking dead ends.
So,
You don't have Auspex, do you?
No, I do not have aspects.
Okay.
Yeah, that would have been one for our little Toreador.
Yeah, maybe we can bring Auden back. I mean, I don't think whoever came in here will come back. Most likely they'll think that the place is destroyed and abandoned.
Possibly.
It is also a Sunday night.
So,
So nobody's going to be here for a couple days. Or at least until tomorrow.
no, but the accountants probably are not coming back pretty much ever.
I mean, we don't know that for sure.
We don't even know if they're still alive.
So you scoured the basement. We've gone through every other room in the first floor.
Yeah.
Nobody's bothered the second floor. That all appears normal.
Yep.
There were 2 sets of leads leading up from the kitchen. Off the generator.
Oh shit, that's right. Do we see any of these leads in the
Not in the 2 rooms off the hall.
Is there another
Are there
staircase
any
to
other-
go?
I was gonna say, are there any other rooms off the hall, or like off of those rooms, or?
You see, you again would see that kitchen-like room behind. Just
I'll let Alex look it up. I have to be right back.
So we'll make our way over to that door.
opening that door into what looks like a break room.
Sure.
I'm assuming you've got your phone's flashlight on.
Yeah.
You see what looks like a break room. Coffee. You're checking the door
Yes.
very diligently. Yes, this door is warded,
Like the ones downstairs.
like the ones downstairs.
Ah, shit. Well,
You see where the leads came up from the floor. And
what are they leading towards?
the table. And
Alright.
chairs in the break room.
Table and chairs in the break room. I'm going to need Sid to work his magic because my dodging is not the best.
And you're at -1 for everything.
That I am.
I have a question, Alex.
Sure.
What does Alex think of Sid in his capabilities in this moment?
He's quite glad to have someone with those abilities right now. I mean, if there's one thing Alex admires, it is Sid's resourcefulness.
Likes to keep his use his friends as needed?
Everyone serves a purpose. Some just serve them better than others.
Your phone goes off.
I'll check the message. Or is it a text, or
It is a text.
I'll see who's sending me the text.
No number. Blocked, I should say.
What's the message?
Be careful.
I'll text back. I'm always careful. Who is this?
Someone who sees. Be careful.
And I will text back. I will be certain to take that under accord. Thank you.
Don't die yet.
I have no intentions of dying.
There's no response.
I want to forward that text to Herschel.
He receives it and sends back just a question mark.
I'll just reply, I have something for you to look into. When you
Cool.
have time.
He texts back, done. What do you want to know?
If we could find the block number, or I guess where that was coming from.
Okay. It'll take me some time. Bye.
I would expect nothing less, and then I'll put my phone away and patiently wait for.
Patiently wait for Sid.
That's right.
Sid's picking the lock.
Sid's picking the lock, which means he's going to roll with security.
Yep. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
was the door to the break room locked?
No, the door to the break room is open. The door to the break room's open.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just warded.
It's warded. That's why I'm not going in there.
Oh. I'm celeritying into the room.
Damn near set myself on fire once.
Yeah.
I'm not
At
good
this-
at these.
At this, I want to see it. Just roll that dex dodge. Ooh.
2 10s.
Yeah, just 3 successes.
In and out. Just before that gout of flame erupts. But you also see something else. Well, Alex sees it because Sid is looking forward and not as much at the flames as they erupt. The flames are slightly different on this ward. They're not. They still look like flames using a propellant of some sort, but the color is off somehow.
Color is off.
It's like a sickly green underlying the flame, which is very weird because that shouldn't be possible.
All right. I mean, especially, well, since it's not using a real propellant, it appears, so.
Yeah, there's that. But Sid, into the break room, you see where the two sets of leads come up and wrap around the legs of the table.
And where do they end up leading? Like,
Up to
they'll
the-
wrap and then...
Yeah, they're up to the table in chairs there.
Yeah, so they come up the legs of the table and kind of you see where they end underneath the top of the table, and you kind of tell that the table is like an industrial sort of metal.
Any singe marks or
Yeah. Any
wonderful
odd
smells on the
smell?
table?
There's a little bit of an odd smell and some singe marks around the table.
So they came up and interrogated the lawyers, but the lawyers being lawyers, they probably don't have anything actually in the building. At least nothing of worth.
And this room, does it look like it's been turned
Overturned?
over? Yeah.
No. You would see. Roll me a perception alertness.
Yeah, just 1 success.
It's not that hard for you to see as you've been looking for it and you've been paying attention. Under one of there are 4 chairs around the table, 2 on each side. Under the chair on the right-hand back corner, you see a small, very dried pool of blood. a couple days old at least. It's not even tacky anymore.
It looks like they came here a while back.
So they interrogate the CPAs. They come up and interrogate the lawyers. What do these guys have to do with anything other than they're doing business with our kind?
I don't know, they must be pretty pissed about something.
And there's no other rooms leading out from the break room here.
Nope.
So just the office, the main door, and then the break room door.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea.
I'm all ears.
Well, I'm not sure that just anybody can do it, but some of us can read psychic imprints left on objects, see who manipulated them. The stronger the emotion of the person that manipulated it, the clearer the reading, from what I've been told. Whoever brought that generator in to torture these people was probably pretty pissed.
So you're saying we get someone to read the generator?
We bring the generator with us, and we get someone to read it.
Okay, give me just a minute. I'm gonna grab my phone and text the driver service and say, bring something a little larger this time.
A Hummer.
I was thinking more like an actual Escalade, but yeah, that works too.
No, we go all out. Go big or go home.
Do you want the Hummer or the Escalade?
Well, we'll bring the Escalade. They're bigger, I think.
Easier to maneuver through the city.
That too.
10 minutes.
All right. You get to be the one that hauls that thing through the doorway. Or out of the kitchen, anyway.
Yarp.
I won't make you roll to leave the break room.
I mean, so far I've succeeded in all my checks. I'm just
This is
saying.
true. Exactly. That's why I'm not going to make you do it to leave the break room. You're going to go back downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Down to the
Kitchen.
cellar floor, kitchen, down to the kitchen, back to that room. I will make you roll through that door.
Dex dodge.
Mm-hmm.
3 successes and a 10. 3 successes.
You are in and out. You've gotten used to this. You've almost have the timing down. But you notice something as you cross the threshold this time.
Damn it.
It's the same odd thing that Alex noticed, a slight underlying green tinge to the flame that shouldn't be there. Well, I mean, they're magical flames, you know, flamethrowers erupting from a door frame, but, you know, they'd all looked relatively normal for a magical flame erupting for a door frame.
Except now they're starting to look greenish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perhaps the magic's running out.
That's what I was wondering. Are they getting weaker or is it still at the same intensity?
The flame? The
Yeah.
flame is still the same intensity.
Okay, just a different color.
Alright, time to dodge out of the way with... I'll unplug all the leads from the generator. So I only have the generator to carry around.
Are you going to try and carry it? Or are you going to try and, like you did with the boxes, and push it?
No,
It's probably got wheels.
I'll push it. so that Alex can grab it from the other side, drag it out, and then I'll... Because I don't think I can tumble with a generator. That would be a feat, but I don't want to risk it.
I mean, I'd want to see it,
Yes.
but the generator itself is like 4 foot by 5 foot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a beast.
Yeah. Big old diesel generator.
Alright.
When you cross this threshold out, I do need you to roll me a dex dodge.
Oh my god, 2 successes and 2 10s. Oh my god, 3 successes.
Very impressive. As you cross through, can you also roll me a perception occult?
Mm-hmm. Just 1 success.
This time it's odd as you push through. You're doing this fast. You're going through. You're got the timing down. You see out of the corner of your eye this kind of edge of the green flame try and reach out towards you. Instead of going straight across, the greenness tries to float towards you and attach to you. But then you feel that gift around your neck heat for just a moment, and that greenness fades.
Alright, the house is getting angry.
I wonder if it has anything to do with this, and I'll show him the text that I received.
Well, whoever is spying on us could have told us this place is booby-trapped.
Well, I think they may be the ones that booby-trapped it.
Did you ask Herschel to look into whoever sent that text?
Yes, it's already done. I'm assuming. I don't know, Herschel's looking into it, so... It's working on Herschel time, so it'll be done whenever.
Alright.
The car is waiting for you at the door.
We go back home.
Let's haul this thing out of here. And don't forget those boxes.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what's inside of those.
It is your usual driver with the, instead of the crossover, the full Escalade. He looks a little, takes a second, blinks, but is very professional in helping you load both the generator and the boxes. You get the impression that it has less to do with moving large equipment across town and more, he's never seen Alexander less than impeccably dressed.
At least he's not asking questions, so that's
He
good.
asks absolutely nothing.
Good.
As you
Then he
proceed to-
shall remain employed. Good. I guess I should have told him to have me a suit waiting as well, but this is fine.
You proceed back downtown. It's like 10:30 by this point. It took you a while to go through that house, particularly in ways to make sure you didn't, kill yourself more permanently than you already are.
Yes. During the ride back, I'm texting Elizabeth as a new standard. There should be a change of clothes in each driver's car.
Of course, sir. I will take care of it. It's less time back downtown, 15 minutes. Odd. Seems so quick, but traffic is almost silent for New York tonight. Pull up to the front doors of the brownstone. The driver attempts to help you carry both the boxes and the generator up the stairs. As Dolly opens the door, kind of smiles at you both and just points to the suit hanging on the coat rack next to her.
Thank you. Let's get this thing inside.
Anything I can help you with?
No, we're good.
Cool. I'm gonna try and deal with the mess that's in the office.
Mess that's in the office.
Like, I had some filing working, and apparently things got changed. But I'll fix it.
Did any one of us go through my stuff?
No. We've been gone.
There was whole things all over the floor. There were a bunch of papers in the hall.
Let me guess. Ghost.
I don't know. There's a ghost, sir?
I don't know. I don't know.
You bring this engine in. Dolly's turned back to your office to try and, as you look around, realize that there are a number of papers that are usually in random piles, which apparently Sid claims he knows where everything is and can mostly find things in his office, strewn all across the floor.
Jesus. I look at Alexander. We're gonna have to do something.
We can reach out to Rebecca and see what she recommends. That's probably where I would start.
Kinda gonna have to.
Well, in the meantime, let's see what's in these boxes.
Alright.
There is one box labeled Weissman L, and the other box labeled Stein E. They are both what we call book boxes, so they're about 14 inches square.
Let's take a look inside the Weissman file. Let's see who this is.
Both of those, well, Sid recognizes both of those names. Alex would recognize the Weissman. And you find hanging file folders with going back decades. Neatly labeled.
Who is Weissman?
Larissa Weissman is the Tremere Primogen.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm going through the other names to find
It's a little different. It's a little
Steen.
less public name that you would have, Sid. Eckhard Stein. It's not a name you really like to remember, Sid. But you did leave him with a memory of you the last time you met.
Yeah, isn't that my sire?
Yeah.
And what was Weissman? Weissman?
That's the Tremere Primogen.
No, I know, but L for
Larissa.
Larissa.
I'm going to dig into that file with a precarious shit-eating grin.
Which one? The Weissman file?
Oh, I'm keeping the
Yes.
Stein file for myself, and I'm going through it with glee.
They are files, hanging file folders of tax records and property records and various accounting records going back, well, for Weissman, back to the 20s. The Stein file goes back to the 30s. There's a brief gap there's nothing from 65 to 69.
Okay.
And then continues on. But again, property records, insurance records, tax records.
Oh.
Account files and numbers.
Let's take a look at those.
A couple shell corporations, a couple offshore banks. Larissa Weissman, if you can kind of guess based on the last couple years of money, has some serious money, but seems to be moving a lot of it out of the US.
I wonder why.
Stein does not seem to be moving money so much as withdrawing money. Large amounts of it. Just under the $10,000
Yeah.
national reporting
So he's not getting flagged.
in the last year and a half. You also find in Stein's accounts listings of 3 properties in the city, 2 properties upstate, and 1 hidden very well under 3 different shell corporations in Vienna. Larissa has multiple properties all around the world. Usually what seem to be major cities: Paris, Vienna, New York. 2 in LA. 1 seems to be being used as a business property.
Wait, isn't Vienna where the Tremeres are from?
Yes.
All right, I'm committing all the important ones with my eidetic memory,
Yes.
just so I have a recollection of them. And then I'm texting Elizabeth. There's a box in my office, unmarked. Please see to it that it is copied and properly stored.
Of course.
So,
Hey, Dolly.
Yes, sir.
And I hand her over the box. Say, you mind filing that under the drawer marked shithead?
Oh, we need a second drawer for that, sir.
All right.
You
I'll
kind of it's kind of grown, and she points to a filing cabinet that has a number of newspaper clippings and various other files and pieces of paper and just things bulging out of it as it kind of opens, is forcing the drawer open.
Yeah, all right. I'll ask Alex for a new cabinet.
Very good, sir. I'll try and make this work. Sir? Is and you just see her slightly non-pulsed, and Dolly's not really one who gets non-pulsed. I mean, she's worked with you for, 20, 30 years now? Sir?
What?
Why is the knife floating?
That would be the ghost.
Very
how
good, sir.
casual you are about that.
And I'll turn around to where she was looking at.
And there is a meat cleaver hanging in midair, directly behind you. And I think that's where we're going to end it for today.
All right. All right. Well then, that was a thing. There was a lot of fire today.
That explains all the fucking wards. Fucking Tremere. I mean, if you're the Primogen and you have records of your tax information and properties and holdings, you're probably going to make sure that shit's pretty well guarded.
And yet they didn't destroy those papers first.
Well, I mean, they still have to have records of things.
Yep.
You know, the kind are still around. They still have rules and things. You can get around most of them.
We still haven't found any new leads into our people
No, we
disappearing case.
You just have more people disappearing.
That's right. We just
Yeah.
have more people that are not here.
Yeah. Well, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you to those of you who hung out in chat. Thank you to all the follows, the subscriptions, the donations, and all that. Thank you to everyone watching on YouTube. This is always greatly appreciated to know that people love the show. I am, once again, Wandering DM. Welcome to the channel. We stream here every Tuesday, bi-weekly on Fridays, and on every Saturday. We play Dark Matter by Mage and Press on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. We play Vampire on Saturdays here at 1 p.m. Eastern. And on alternating Fridays, we play Castle Falkenstein here on the channel at 8 p.m. Eastern as well. Our streams are all sponsored by Mage and Press, the company behind Dark Matter that I just talked about. If you want to look up their books, you can go at store.mageandpress.com, use code WanderingDM, you get 15% off anything you purchase there. Let's go around the table. Tell us who you are, where we can find you, what you have going on in your lives. And we'll start with my best half, Alexander.
So I'm Scott. I'm at Berserker_Rage on Twitter and in Twitch. So you can find me in either of those locations. And as always, here on Saturdays, I'm definitely doing what we do as the Vamp Dads the best we can. So definitely enjoy this very, very much. It has been very good. Even if Deirdre likes to try and set me on fire.
You saw them. After that, it's not my fault.
It's very true.
You're also the one that decided, let me poke that.
Yep. But it's
Just
okay. Now we're going to be paranoid every time we come to a threshold.
Yes. You'd be frantically searching for any markings, carvings.
Yep. And Deirdre, where can we find you?
Oh, hey, all. You know me. I'm at Deirdre Jonathan on Twitter or Prexgorthesmiaphore as you see me hanging out in the Twitch chat. And I will be here again on Saturday running the wonderful, wonderful vampires through New York and all the fun things that are going on there. But you will find me Monday over on Role Players for some Age of Arcana fun times. And then Tuesday, as we totally don't die to giant vats of brains in Dark Matter here, right here.
And Wednesday.
Oh yeah, Wednesday. I'm over on Tales from the Grim for some more May Black Roses Bloom, because Visaria is still alive. She's just driving a Vardo away from time wraiths with 6 people in the back. Oh, and Raridan standing on the top of the Vardo with a sword, challenging said wraiths.
Yeah.
It's a moment.
So we'll see you again next week. And in the meantime, keep playing, keep having fun, and yeah, we'll see you again or on Tuesday for some Dark Matter. Ciao, everyone.